All right, and we are streaming.
Hello, hello, hello.
What's going on?
Welcome back. This is Zenodro and Daniel Gill, and this is the Anything and Everything podcast. So,
Eh,
we were just talking about, sorry, Daniel, but sorry, we were just talking about um, the casting rumors for the MCU, right?
Yes, with D23 around the corner, we figured we those give our opinions on who we want within those roles, and if the MCU is making a good casting call with their choices, their rumored choices.
Yeah, that's why we wanted to do it today because it's going to be soon. I believe I said a day and 14 hours around that time, right?
Yeah.
About when the D23 is going to occur and some casting announcements that we heard may be happening, such as the Fantastic Four, which I'm excited about, and Daniel is not as excited about.
Right.
So, mhm.
Because
Uh,
it's just overdone at this point. Like we had a Fantastic Four in 2005. We had a Fantastic Four in sometime in the 20 teens. Now you're giving us another one in the 2020s. Like now, give us a break.
we've also had three Spider-Mans. We've had, three like X-Men's technically because they had the past X-Men and all of that. So
Mhm.
like you can argue in that case as well, right? They've had more success, definitely. So I think they're gonna go a little bit of a different route this time and not make it as much as like an origin story, like kind of like in Spider-Man Homecoming. Um when they just made it wasn't really an origin story per se, you
Mhm.
know it was like, it was him getting into the kind of the feels and how he's going to be, but it was definitely not an origin story that we saw in the Amazing Spider-Man or in the Tobey Maguire series. um in the early 2000s it was a little different, so that's
My only thing with Marvel is that like we have so many superheroes in the archive. Like, why do you keep recycling the same ones? Like, come on, like pick something new.
well, what do you want them to pick?
I mean, they can literally go anywhere. Like, there's so many X-Men characters that they haven't touched on that they can touch on. I mean, I'm just sick of the Fantastic Four. Like we tried once. Mean, I think the original from 2005, like when that came out, I don't think it received as much hate as people are claiming it has now.
No, it didn't because it had a sequel to it, The Rise of the Silver
Yes.
Surfer. That one was more hated on because they didn't really like how they did what's it called? Galactus, which I think is
Right.
going to be probably one of the next big bads. I don't think it's going to be not going to be for this one, but probably and not even for the next saga. So this saga is called the Multiverse Saga. Um, you know, and I really think they're like really trying to like push a lot of stuff out in a very limited
Mhm.
amount of time, which is not really that great because it took 10 years for them to get from like Iron Man to like Infinity or
Yeah.
to Endgame. But like for this it took them like less than like 4 or 5 years to get to Secret Wars and stuff like that, right? Or
Mhm.
about that time. So I don't know, pushing them. So that's going to be, but like because of that, they're kind of their blueprint. They already have kind of a blueprint for this saga, but also the next saga. So apparently, this is another rumor is that the next saga is going to be the X-Men saga, the mutant saga. So it's going to be really based on the mutants, which would be pretty dope because then what you could do is you can kind of like inter disperse like the mutants in like different movies,
Yeah.
right? Which would be, thing, and then ultimately make like kind of like an X-Men versus Avengers movie, which they've done in the comics. things like that, because they don't have the rights, or Disney doesn't have the rights to recast the X-Men until 2025. I don't know
And
if they
that's
can announce the recasting though.
why not?
I don't know. They could maybe. I don't know if there's like something like, can they officially like state at the D23 Expo like, oh, we're recasting these people, but not officially. You know what I mean? Or do they have to wait until 2025 to officially release? You know what I mean? So that's why I said to take the Magneto, which I said on the Insta Live, the Magneto news, where Denzel Washington would most likely, or was probably going to play him, and Giancarlo Esposito as Professor X, right, with a grain of
Mm.
salt. So because I don't know if they can officially announce that. I do think they will announce the Fantastic Four castings. So I hope for John Krasinski.
Let's hope not for John Krasinski. I really, I mean, if he is cast as Reed Richards, I probably won't watch the movie, to be honest.
Really? That's how much you
Yeah,
don't want him in the role?
that's how much I don't want him in the role.
You will not watch the movie? Movie. You have to
I won't
watch the
watch the
movie.
movie.
Is there any MCU movie you haven't watched, or any MCU thing, or you're caught up?
Is there any MC? I mean, I haven't watched probably some of like the what ifs. I haven't watched any of those. I don't think I've watched. Hmm, I don't recall watching or don't remember watching Iron Man 2 or 3.
Yeah. Iron Man 2, really? Iron Man 3. So you saw Shang-Chi, but you didn't see Iron Man 3?
Yeah, I don't remember watching Iron Man 3.
Well, that's why Ben Kingsley was in Iron Man 3. That's his whole role, was he was like pretending to be the Mandarin, and the Mandarin wasn't happy about that. So that's why they kept him locked in.
How many Iron Man movies are there?
3.
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely don't remember watching Iron Man 3.
I'm surprised they never made a fourth one.
Maybe
So,
because like they started like dishing out so many other like movies at once.
that's true. I think after that point they were like doing like Guardians of the Galaxy, and those types. And there was like a tone
Avengers is
shift.
probably in the works too.
Yeah, no, I think Avengers was before Iron Man 3, the first Iron Avengers.
Yeah, but like once they started Avengers, like Iron Man just was pretty much like dominant in the Avengers movies anyway. So
Oh yeah, yeah, he was like kind of like, because then he had like the role in like Civil War. That's when they started putting like other characters, like big characters in different movies,
mhm.
like where they would have Iron Man in Spider Man. They had like Hulk in Thor Ragnarok,
Right.
and things like that. They would, and then they kind of dispersed them like throughout. But yeah, um, no, yeah, but I'm excited to see the casting, and we'll finally get to see it, and we get to put this to rest.
So who else is like allegedly rumored to
The
be in
top ones,
specific
like besides,
roles?
so it's John. Okay, so again, to kind of reiterate, John Krasinski as Reed Richards, alongside either Jamie Dornan and Bailey from You. Right. The thing that I'm also
Hmm.
hearing, which I didn't mention before, was that, oh, what's it called? That Penn Badgley or whatever, or one of the other two, like, are going to be cast as the main MCU Reed Richards. John Krasinski's still going to play a role as like a multiverse type of Reed Richards, so he'll come back into play, like another one, not the one from Doctor Strange, of course, but
Well, I mean, because that one died.
yeah,
Spoiler alert.
yeah. You usually say spoiler alert before, but yeah, yeah. But
I mean,
anyway,
that movie's been out so long. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, yeah. So it'll be John Krasinski, and somebody else, and then the other one is really uh, the Thing. The Rock, the Thing. So which will be Jason Segel or Seth Rogen, which I've heard.
Okay. And then so wait, who is Henry Cavill supposed to be being rumored to play?
Oh, I think he's to be rumored to be in Loki season 2 as Hyperion, which is kind of like a Homelander, like in a different universe. So like
Okay.
Superman, like a bad Superman.
All right. I
Because
mean,
I've been hearing because after the WB and Discovery merger, a lot of things have been put onto the pipeline, such as like the Batwoman movie or Batgirl movie, I should say, and the a bunch of other like properties and stuff.
okay.
They actually, a little side the Burton, or not the Tim Burton. The remember that the Batman animated series, like that was really popular like in the 90s and stuff,
Mhm.
with Kevin Conroy as Batman. They were gonna do another one, different like rendition with like I think the same guy who did, I think Bruce Timm was the guy who created it, and with Kevin Conroy again voicing Batman. And then because of the murder, they canceled that, so they're shopping new networks to see who's going to pick it up. I think they'll pick it up. That show was very popular. It would
I'm
do very
surprised it
well.
won't go on like HBO Max. Why
That's
can't they
what it
pick it
was.
up?
No, that was what it was originally supposed to go. HBO Max is now going to go downhill because now they're WB Discovery after the merger. The new CEO wants to change everything. Doesn't want to put as many
Mm.
stuff on WB Discovery on HBO Max. I mean, so they're changing a lot of stuff. Yeah. So what I meant to say is that Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill are rumored now to be come back to DC. So then Henry Cavill will probably be play just like a short kind of like was in Loki season 2.
Well, I mean, I
So
honestly I could care less as Ben Affleck as Batman, but that's just my opinion.
yeah, yeah. But anyway, but
Oh,
what's
you
next?
said you didn't really like Ben Affleck as Batman either.
Did I? I don't remember.
Yeah, you did.
All right, so those are the two. The last one. The last two, right? Johnny Storm, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know who's gonna play Johnny Storm. Um, but yeah, the name that I keep hearing is Rudy Pankow. I don't know. I don't know where he's like from where, but I've been hearing that name a few times. He wasn't. Was he was a lot of short films. He was in the show The Politician, Solved, Outer Banks. Um, yeah, he's not very well known. He was in Uncharted, as the older brother um, of Tom Holland's character. You know,
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually finally just watched that movie like last week.
yeah. So Rudy, was it good?
I mean, it was okay. It was. I mean, I never played the Uncharted video game, so I have nothing like to compare it to in terms of like story wise.
Okay. I, well, I don't know. I haven't really wanted to kind of see it, but it's whatever. But I think we've. Is your brother home yet? By the way.
I mean, I have no clue. I'm in my room. Let me text him.
All right. Well, we could start ending this here. I think we talked about everything we wanted to talk about today.
I mean, did we go through that whole list?
Well, it was really just those three. It was just, and then the final one was just like the Invisible Woman. But That guy is really the guy who I just mentioned was the guy that's like in the main running. Yeah, the Invisible Woman, Jodie Comer. I don't know.
Who is she supposed to be playing?
Jodie Comer, that's the one. The Invisible Woman is who I'm hearing.
And what about Daisy Edgar Jones?
Who's she? Yeah. Who is she from? Oh, she was in Free Guy. Oh, she was the yeah.
Was that all she was in?
She was in Star Wars as a yeah. Oh, she was the mother of Ray. Movie is horrible. But anyway,
All right. Oh, she's in a new movie that I have seen in like
movie.
when I'm looking for movie tickets, where the crawdads sing.
No, no, I don't know that movie. But
I've seen it. Yeah, so I mean,
we'll
I don't really know who she is.
talk about the official castings next week when they actually get unveiled.
Yeah, so we'll follow up that next week. Thanks for tuning in to the Anything and Everything podcast, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll see you guys same time, same place.
Mm-hmm. Good night.
Good night.